Okay, YouTube. Today I want to talk about my plan that I have to set up my cooling system, my cooling heating system. So as you can see here, I wrote an Arduino Uno code representing the different components that have to come on off different times with the for different temperatures. I simulated it here and make sure that all my code works, and then I'll test it when all the components arrive. I'll put it together and I'll test it. The first component today that I got is a three-way check valve. I want to talk about this three-way check valve, how cool it is. So I ordered this on Amazon. As you can see, this is open right here. So it's an open. There's a hole. You see that that's an open. If I put my finger in, you will see my finger on this side, right? It's open, but it's closed on the other side. So there's a bowl on the other side. It's closed. So the water only goes into this inlet and comes out this outlet, and it doesn't go the other way. So it only allows uh, this direction or the upward from this, diverse upward or downward. So you can control different flows using this. And I chose 120 volt. I don't want to choose 24 volt relays. So this feeds 120 volts right from the house. Okay, so where this works is that you see my design here. There's all my design. I just drew it again, my hand. There's a three-way check valve that would control a flow of this one here is a coil inside a hot water tank, 500 liter tank, and it would control the flow of glycol to the outside, right, to the solar collector, and also so we'll turn if one direction is on, it's flowing toward the solar collector. If it's called for heating by the heat pump that's outside, it will turn the other way. So that's how it works. I don't want to. It's a lot of thought I put through this, and obviously all these components, the three-way check valve. This one I don't control, but the heat pump, the boiler, and then there's pumps in between. There's one pump over there, the circulating pump. There's another one there and another one. All these three things are controlled by the Arduino Uno, depending on temperature settings. So I'm going to show you outside the glycol that I have outside. I can videotape it from here. Sorry, the solar collector. You see that silver thing outside? That's the solar collector there. That's how I feed my heat. So this is the coolest things of all my projects that I've been working, and it's coming together, and I'm as excited to make this thing work. And when it works, it's gonna basically make this house a net zero. So I have this tank, 500 liter tank, and in this tank is just water, and then I have another 150 liters tank of glycol, right? And so and then there's a boiler there inside the house. There's one heat source. This is the last resort. This one only comes on when it's minus 10 outside. Otherwise, I will try to heat and cool using the heat pump and the solar collector outside. The red PEX pipe and the silver pipe is coming from outside, glycol from outside that heated by the sun. So I have to make these things, all these different valves come on at different times to make the best use. As an example, at nighttime, I would want to shut off the fluid that comes from outside because it's going to be cold, right? There's no sun at night. So I need to time it so that based on the temperature settings, it would determine that it's cold. So the settings, the set point has to reach 130 Fahrenheit in order for it to open this valve to let it into the house, into the hot water tank. It eventually ends up into a hot water tank. Has to be 130. So here you go. That's the heat pump there. That would work until efficiently until -4, and then the efficiency goes down from there. It won't work at -20. That's what the manufacturer claims, but I normally don't want it to produce any heat at -10, after -10. In the summertime, it's basically an AC, and at nighttime it will heat the hot water tank for hot water, right? That's what the heat pump does. But I have the solar collector, which I had it put together last November, and couldn't get to it. I just couldn't get to it. I got caught up with so many different things. But now I'm back at this project. I'm working on it, so I should be able to get it done soon. So what happened was last November when we soldered it, Rick and he soldered it for me. So I shouldn't have. So I could have used a shark bite or whatever, but it didn't. I did an air test, 60 psi, so it's not leaking. This one here, right? This one here, it leaked, so we re-ordered it yesterday, and I did an air pressure test, and I was so happy because I have a union. It goes underneath this pipe, right? It goes underneath this pipe into the house over there, under the ground. Another thing is I'm noticing rats are living around me, mice. So I have to close this and insulate it so cold air doesn't get also, but it will keep warm in the winter time. There will be enough insulation in the winter time to feed into the house. But so you can see the manifold there. You can see this copper pipe here. It has an opening that it goes. It would evacuate a tube I have inside. It would touch that and it would heat this very quickly to even 270 Fahrenheit very quickly. And as soon as I have a thermostat probe, this cable here is the probe. It goes up on the top over there, you see, and it would take a measuring of temperature and will send it into the house. And the Arduino Uno will decide based on that temperature to turn on this valve and the pump for it. And it will let hot liquid glycol into the hot water tank, and then I use that to heat the house or the domestic hot water. So that's my design, basic design, right? And I gotta make these three components: the heat pump outside, the glycol thermal heater, work together to produce heat when I want it, when I call for it, based on my design. And I tried a code on that, and I did, and it was so exciting. So I just want to talk to you about that. So three-way check valve, it does a miracle. These ones are, I think, probably made in China, but they last long. I've been using them for all the zone controls for the house. The one with two-way, this is a three-way. I also have a two-way, bunch of two-way ones. I've been using them to control liquid for the different cooling heating zones. You can see them here, right? I've been using them here too. I've been using them everywhere, and the application works great. So I have to finish putting them together. I don't know, it's dark here, but I can show you. I've been pexing, so I didn't finish the specs here. This one is open, and I still need to finish up pexing here. So it's based on that drawing that I showed you earlier. I hope I will finish it tomorrow. This is the only thing that was left, and I have a couple of tees, 3/4 inch tees, PEX tees, and reducer, 3/4 inch reducer I gotta get. And then I can put this together, and the AC, it's hot, it's been hot. I can use the AC from the heat pump and the hot liquid, glycol liquid from outside. And the tube, I mean, these are the tubes. These are the bar that hooks